Think about this. The Constitution was created to protect God-given individual rights from a tyrannical government. So when the Supreme Court makes several rulings in defense of the Constitution, rather than judicial activism or legislating from the bench, so to speak, this is what AOC thinks of it all.
Courts, if they were to proceed without any check on their power, without any balance on their power, then we will start to see an undemocratic and frankly dangerous authoritarian expansion of power in the Supreme Court, which is what we are seeing now. These are the types of rulings that signal a dangerous creep towards authoritarianism and centralization of power in the court.
Joining me now is columnist and author of Charade, David Marcus, also here executive editor of Common Sense Society, Chris Bedford. Chris, I'm going to start with you. I've started with David every time. But this sounds like these liberals, since we've heard these, since the court went on recess with the 6-3 wins for the conservatives, they're actually thinking about packing the court. I think this is what they're getting at. You?
I think that's true. I think that there's no respect amongst the left of the court in general, unless it's ruling in their favor. And, they've got a reason to be a little entitled here. The left is used to getting anything it wants, whenever it wants. The left is used to having control of the DOJ. The left is these days used to having control over U.S. intel. The left is used to just a steady march through the Congress. The left is used to the administrative state getting away with essentially whatever it pleases without any oversight. So when they get these small losses, and these are small losses, striking down affirmative action is not going to stop insane discriminatory policies in universities, for example. There's actually been no chipping away at different rights that have been awarded to the gay community by the case that they claim is stripping away rights. These are small wins, but they're so not used to getting any sort of pushback at all that they're willing to tear down institutions that stand in any of their way.
Yeah, and David, take a look at this headline. I just love this. We talked a little bit with Carrie Lake about it, but look at this headline. Boston University law students urged to seek therapy in response to the Supreme Court rulings. David, AOC, Juan Ocasio-Cortez, attended that university, and no surprise, she's a crybaby liberal.
I mean, that makes sense. I hope that puppies and coloring books will be made available. What I would say to AOC, who says, oh, my goodness, there's no checks on the Supreme Court. Well, of course there are. Amend the Constitution. I mean, it's literally written that is the check on the Supreme Court. But that hasn't happened in a long time because to get these unpopular measures through would require so many votes that they can't get it. I will say one other thing. I think that the Supreme Court was extremely wise, as frustrating as it was for journalists, to drop these 3 bombshell cases very quickly, one after the other, because I think it did diffuse some of the backlash to it. And as we saw with Dobbs, if you give the left that one thing to sink their teeth into, the next thing people are showing up with weapons at Supreme Court justice houses.
This goes very quickly. I'll stay with you, David. 30 seconds each, guys. Elections have consequences. You have a 6-3 Supreme Court leaning conservative. Thank God Roberts and the others are following through with where they were supposed to be and voting the way they were supposed to. Elections have consequences. 30 seconds each, David.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that there were fears back in 2016 regarding Donald Trump that his Supreme Court picks might be a little on the moderate side. He was a New Yorker who used to be a Democrat. Nothing could be farther from the truth. I mean, I can't imagine 3 better picks, and that's why we're seeing what we're seeing.
What do you think, Chris? Are they here to stay? Because there's been knocks against some of the picks that maybe they weren't voting with the majority like they should. Your final thought?
Yeah, I think the Supreme Court certainly isn't controlled by any kind of right-wing agenda. This is the same Supreme Court that closed down churches during COVID but allowed casinos to stay open. The same Supreme Court that's declined to hear a number of cases that would be easy right-wing victories. The same Supreme Court that says, no, we're going to allow abortion drugs on shelves, at least not to an emergency stop. We're not going to interfere with Joe Biden's open border plan right now. So this is a legal court, and it's one where there's going to be debates, and it's hard to predict which way the judges go. Yep. But thank goodness there are some judges here right now who have been able to stand up for some really important things.
I'll call it. You're right. It's not a right-wing court. It's not a left-wing court. It's a constitutional court, and thank goodness for that. David Marcus, Chris Bedford, thank you both so much.
Thank you.